Hey folks, hope you all are doing well. I'm Karan Bandal from e-commerce side, and in this video let's talk about the Global Capability Centers or GCCs in India. This is a two-part video. In this part we'll cover a rough overview of India's IT sector and look at how GCCs fit into that. India's IT or information technology sector is one of the most prolific sectors for India when it comes to creation of high paying jobs, contribution to the GDP, and contribution to India's exports. India's IT sector generates over $250 billion in annual revenues, making up a robust 7% of India's $3.5 trillion worth of GDP. The sector also employs over 5 million people. These are some of the well compensated workers in India. Just look at their starting pay. On average, the entry level position in IT pays anywhere between 3 to 6 lakh rupees per year. Of course, pay goes up significantly with skills and experience. To put this differently, if you treat this group of roughly 5 million IT workers as a mini nation, their output per capita will be around $50,000, 20 times that of India's GDP per capita. And out of roughly $250 billion in revenues for the IT sector, almost $200 billion come from exports. You can see how valuable this sector is for the nation. Now, GCCs are part of this IT sector, and up until very recently, they used to be a very small part of the IT sector. One way to look at the positioning of the GCCs in India's IT sector can be that GCCs are outposts of foreign companies working in India along with other Indian IT companies like TCS, Infosys, Wipro and so on. GCCs are a relatively new phenomenon. See, Indian IT companies back in the 1990s and 2000s used to perform back-end IT work, software development, customer support and some finance functions for their foreign clients, mostly from the United States and Europe. But then, these foreign clients began setting up their own establishments in India. They used to be known as Global In-House Centers or GICs then. And in the beginning, GICs also used to perform relatively basic tasks, but they slowly transformed into GCCs as they ventured into supply chain, sales, human resources, research and development, and higher value-added activities in IT such as artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotic process automation, and so on. GCCs in India have evolved from low-cost outsourcing hubs to supporting their parent organizations drive business growth. Essentially, they have moved from tactical or operational support role to the role of supporting business strategy. And the stats around the GCCs in India is nothing short of impressive. Already, they occupy over 240 million square feet of grade A office space across 7 major cities in India. Bengaluru alone accounts for 42% of all the office space GCCs occupy in India. GCC's revenue contribution to the India's IT sector grew 40% last year to cross $60 billion. GCCs now make up almost a quarter of the India's IT sector. There are roughly 1800 GCCs operating in India at present. This number itself may not say much, but couple it with the fact that over 45% of the GCCs of multinational companies outside their home country are based in India. Globally, 17% of all GCCs are housed in India. In terms of employment, these roughly 1800 GCCs support almost 2 million jobs out of the roughly 5 million IT jobs in India. And the projections are even better. According to a recent Ernst & Young report, by 2030, the number of companies with GCCs in India is expected to grow to 2200, roughly speaking. That will take their revenue contribution to over $100 billion by then, and the number of jobs GCCs will support is expected to more than double. It's not that there aren't other top emerging GCC hubs in the world. Countries like Brazil, Chile, China, Poland, etc. are promising options. But India is beating them all due to its superior talent and cost attractiveness score. In the next part, we'll uncover even more dimensions of GCCs in India. I hope you found this analysis interesting. I'll speak with you again next week. Until then, take care.